right?
Yep.
I prepared an ult for one of my friends, and then I happened to place Diamond 2.
Yep.
So those are both low diamond games that I felt like I could have done better in.
Sure. Sure. Makes sense. Okay. I mean, you're probably boosted based off of the placement system, but
Yeah,
hey,
no,
still
I know
feels
I'm not Diamond 2.
right, right. But we can take a look here. Okay, any questions here? Because obviously, replay review, we can kind of get right into the gameplay sooner. But I don't know if you have any other gameplay questions or training questions or strategy questions. I'm happy to answer any of those you may have.
None that come to mind right now.
Okay, sounds good. Let's take a look here. So this is going to be Genji or Tracer.
It's Tracer.
Gotcha.
I was a Genji main, and then I played 100 hours of Genji, and then I kind of got bored of him.
Okay, you want to hear something funny? I just coached
Yeah.
a Genji main that just swapped a Tracer literally 30 minutes ago. So, all right, well, again, there's something's in the air, I guess. Okay, wondering goals of masters. Sounds like you're getting a lot of playtime, decent amount of playtime per day. No questions on training time then or training quality.
Oh, I do have one.
Yes,
So I understand. Obviously, as I get higher, mechanics are going to start to be more and more important.
correct.
I do have Kovacs. How much is too much? Like, how much is too little? What should I kind of do with that?
Use your judgment. Use your judgment. What I would use with what Kovac's purpose is, it is not general mechanics. Kovac's purpose is to train specific facets of your aim that you would feel like you would benefit from improving. Mouse control, tracking, general comfort. And with Kovac's, whenever you play Kovac's, you should always be tracking your score. Like, I don't know exactly how the scoring system with Kovac's works, but you should be playing to do better than last time. The
Okay.
benefit of Kovac's is that it's a game. And so it's automatically better because a game means that you're going to try, and you're trying means that you're going to have change, means you're going to get better. You understand what I'm saying? So what Kovacs does is it quantifies things, and that's the value of it. It actually measures your progress, if that makes sense. So I would always go
Okay.
into Kovacs for a relatively brief period of time, anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. I would always try to train something specifically that you feel like will carry over to Tracer. And then I would always try to be upping your numbers and doing better and better and better and better. Like I would be trying to do better scoring with Kovacs than the week before, essentially.
So saying 5 to 15 minutes is actually interesting to me because I have a master's on a friend who is also a Diamond 2 Tracer, and he did an hour-long Kovacs regimen every day for like 3 months, and he claims to be carried by mechanics on DPS.
Yeah, I mean, if you do anything for an hour a day for 3 months, you're going to see some huge dividends. I mean, I don't doubt that at all. The question is what if you spend an hour extra a day hard grinding Tracer for 3 months?
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
You
Thank
know what
you.
I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, or VOD reviewing or anything. Like, I think mechanics is really, really important. I just don't know if Kovacs demands an hour of your time every day unless you're brand new to PC and you're trying to learn the basics of mouse control. In which case, I think Kovacs for 30, 45 minutes, even an hour a day would be very beneficial. But unless you're new to PC,
Okay.
that's probably too much. It'd be like VOD reviewing every day for an hour, right? It's like, oh, I can see the value in that, I guess, but that's probably way too much. Like when you should just be playing the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep. 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 Okay. The end goal is you just want to be a better player. So it's not like whether that's going to be useful or not. It's going to be whether that's going to be the most useful thing. You don't have infinite time, infinite focus, infinite energy. You got to be selective about where you're putting your time. So for you, as I'd toy with the amount of time. I'd always push yourself. I'd always be specific with what you're training, and I would make sure that you're not using Kovacs as a replacement for mechanics training in Overwatch. And what I mean by that is I'm not saying you should be playing Vaxta. I'm saying that you should be going into ranked games and training mechanics. As in,
Okay.
I'm going to go in and work on my clips. I'm going to go in and work on my blinks. I'm going to go work on my blink melees. I'm going to go in and work on my trigger discipline, clip discipline, etc. You got what I'm saying? So
Right.
you
So
should be
when you say that training mechanics, you mean like specifically trying when I'm unloading clips to make sure that my accuracy is as high as I
correct,
can,
correct,
etc.
or
Okay.
blinking accurate, like planning out your blinks in duels, like thinking only about your movement and not about your aim at all, or thinking about your trigger discipline, like I said, like mid clip pauses, thinking about like if you're a Cassidy player, thinking about your crosshair placement when you're peaking angles, stuff like that. Just isolating. It's the same thing with Kovaks. Like you're isolating that one skill. The only difference is that you're not quantifying it through a score, so it's less satisfying. But the upside is that you're going to actually train it in a real-time environment, which is infinitely more valuable.
Gotcha.
And I would say almost half of your games should be focused on mechanics with characters like Tracer.
Really? Okay.
Because there are so many macro fundamentals that you should be working on, but most of the time those macro fundamentals are relatively simple. And you can, like, at least the most important ones, like which angle should you be on, right? Am I timing with my team? Am I playing around my resources? Like I have no blinks, no recall, so I should be playing more cautiously, right? And those things deserve the other half of your time. And then the other half of your time with characters like Tracer, you need to be working on your movement. You need to be working on your trigger discipline.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yep. Okay, let's take a look. And whatever you want to practice per game is, like, it's up to you. You can mix it up per game, per day, whatever. Like right now, for example, this is a fine angle to start with. So the only really thing that matters is winning this duel. So how do you win this duel? Well, it's going to be through your blinks, or it's going to be through your aim, or it's going to be through like how you're moving, correct? So if I'm a gold Tracer player and a plat or low diamond lobby, I took the right angle, but I'm just going to lose this duel because I suck. So the low-hanging fruit is not to do better with my angling, because the angling here is fine. You just need to win the duel. You need to be better.
Yeah.
And that's why mechanics are so important, right? Okay. Nice. Sure. Yeah. Good. So you're cheating, right? Because you're like, I see somebody low, I'm just going to go. I think that's a good decision. It's not always a good decision, but he was really low, so why not?
Okay.
Next rotation. Yep, that was a good idea. It just failed it. But yeah, I think that was really good. Nice. Okay, yeah, it was fine. No complaints from me. If I have anything major, I will bring it up. But if there's just tiny little details, I'm not going to worry too much about it unless I see those details a lot, right? Because otherwise it's not worth practicing. But yeah, if any questions come up here during the review, just let me know and we can pause and chat about it. Otherwise, we just keep going. Hollywood second. It sucks. We're doing fine. But like, this is a great example, right? Like the number one thing for this duel is mechanics, because there are no other angle choices, correct? Like this is it. So you have to win this duel and or keep this contested. What do? Well, you blink melee into a wall and then take a shot before you blink again. Yeah, still a good play in terms of the positioning and the strategy. The execution was hilariously bad. That's it.
Yeah.
And even this, right? Like the execution of what you're doing here is just terrible. Now, if you'd played this one better, he would have been dead. If you played this one better, you would have lived and gotten out. So I have no problems with the way that you're approaching this duel. I just have problems with the way that the blinks were coming out. That's it. And the pull away from that is that you need to be more accurate with your blinks. How do you get more accurate with your blinks? You need to go into games and be like, I'm going to blink exactly. I'm going to control the arrow keys and with the way that I'm looking, my blink direction better. That's it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's really simple. It's not that complicated. It just demands your full attention. Little questionable in terms of timing and in terms of how aggressive you were. So like here, like you need to know where people are and then obviously be a little bit more respectful of us. So like I wouldn't even be blinking. I wouldn't even be shooting here. I'd be like, oh, wrong floor. Sorry, just disengage.
No, I was not expecting them to jump.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. She thought she was him. Now you want to see something really funny is that was actually intended for you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so unfortunate, but yeah, it's okay. Okay. We need to be taking space. 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 So this is just under the pressure, under chaos. You just need to get out of the spawn. So right here, you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. Just wrap. Or go out here and go from here and tick here and then go from here to here. We just need some pressure from the sides here, whatever you do. You cannot be stuck in the choke here.
Okay.
Like, that's just the rule. Like, whatever you can do to get out Like you look completely lost in the sauce here. Just this is fine. This is fine. This is better than nothing. Okay. Okay. Saul Goodman down. Nice. Take some space. Well, I guess shoot what's on your screen first, but yeah. Yeah, good job. Blink melee perk. Look at you. Okay.
I know.
I would say this perk is much more experimental than good right now because it doesn't over ammo you, right? So I'm not going to criticize you for picking it. I encourage you to pick it and experiment with it more. And if you find like it's not all that useful, then swap it out. But keep an eye on that. That one might get more useful in the future patches. Who knows? Yeah, this is good. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, kind of a small detail here, but you don't have to force pulse value if it's inconvenient. And let me explain what I mean by that.
So are you saying just throw it at the tank?
No, I'm not saying that specifically. I'm saying don't sacrifice good fundamentals to fish for pulse. So let me ask you something. I don't know if you can hear this. Who's on your angle right now?
I would say probably the enemy tracer.
Yeah, she's
I had the
chasing
stream
you.
volume pretty low.
She's chasing you. So what I'm asking you to do here is if she's right on top of you, you probably should deal with her first.
That's one thing that I definitely struggle with. I watch awkward play and people like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like he knows what all 9 people are doing at all times.
Correct.
I struggle with that a lot more of just like being able to understand what's going on around me and being situationally aware.
So you don't need to know where all 9 people are. You just need to know who's on your side. I don't care where Kiriko is. I don't care really where Doomfist is. I know Tracer's on me, and the game audio is a little bit quiet, so I can hear you clearly, but I know you heard her, and you chose to ignore her. That's kind of the problem.
I actually did not.
Really?
I don't hear footsteps usually.
That's okay. That's okay. So in that instance, then just try to, as much as you possibly can, take your attention, whether it's through audio cues or visual cues, towards what's here on first. Now, if you didn't know that she was there, then this makes a little bit more sense, but just a good general rule. Whoever's on your angle, that's your responsibility. I mean, we saw it here, right? Like, you didn't know where everybody else was, but you knew Cass was here, so everything focused on Cass. And that was correct, right? Same thing here. Because the reason why that's shaky is because even if you do get this pulse bomb here, this is the problem, right? You're now vulnerable to this person because you chose to ignore them. Now, that's obviously not true because you didn't know that she was there, but that's kind of the general rule. Try to deal with what's on that angle first. Now, I might even mean pulsing the tracer. Sure, why not? But use your resources essentially on whoever's on your angle first. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So are you saying that I should turn my game volume up a little bit?
Yeah, you probably should. You probably should be able to hear that. That one was, I mean, I've got currently, 17 game volume and I heard her. So maybe just if you're not deaf, I guess, then we should be trying to permanent ear damage. It's worth it to climb with Tracer. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, of course.
Of course. Some sacrifices have to be made. Like, this is an interesting situation here where you're here and you just don't know where anybody is, but you do know where Doomfist is. So you know what you should do? You should fight the Doomfist.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm here, so it's just okay. Might as well. Now, this is the thing about Tracer, right? Like, and this is something I spoke about, ironically or coincidentally, rather, in the previous session. We just talked about don't oversweat who you're doing or what you're doing, and just take what's on your screen, right? So you're here, and Doomfist is here. Like, you can trade with this Doomfist, no problem.
Yeah, I guess that is true. And especially because if I can hold his attention, that makes it a lot easier for my team.
I mean, that's the rule with anybody. If you hold Lucy's attention, if you hold Tracer's attention, if you hold Cassie's attention, it doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? Now,
yeah.
You might be valuing the enemy tank a little bit higher, and that's fine. Like, I'm kind of being nitpicky here, but I'm just clarifying it's not because he's the tank. It's because he was there. That's why I want you to focus on
right.
that. right? So you can handle anybody's. You can
Basically
hold.
useless for like the next 10 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can, even if it was a Roadhog, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily encourage you to go for the kill, maybe with pulse, but you could definitely keep him busy.
Yeah.
Don't be scared. She screwed up her movement pretty badly, and you punished it. Now, that was funny.
I just didn't look at him and he just punched me.
Well, kind of. I'm more referring to the hitbox. Check this out.
Oh, wow.
Like, watch. Did you see the kill cam? I was not moving my camera. Watch this. You go. Whee! Okay, yeah. I mean, it was all right. You just didn't have recall, and you didn't have recall because you were scared of the Doomfist, and you shouldn't have been scared of the Doomfist. I'm not saying being disrespectful, but you were scared. There's a difference between respect and fear, right? Fear is running away from something that you had every right to fight. Respect is saying, oh, I don't have resources you do. I should probably be this a little bit more cautious. Or it's a 2v1, you know?
Fear is what I have when I see a Cassidy because I'm plat and don't know how to blink.
Correct. But fear with Cassidy is also, oh, if I don't hit my hinder, I'm dead. Especially when I'm 250 HP and not 275 HP. So it goes both ways. Yeah, we're screwing up the fundamentals here. Essentially, what we've done is we've gotten flustered, and we're now chasing butterflies. All you did on first point was take an angle and just kind of shoot, and then things just kind of happened, right? Even on early second, essentially, even when you screwed up the Cassidy, right? And as things have progressed here, it's gotten a little bit more chaotic. And it kind of goes into what you're saying, like you're confused about your identity. What could I have been doing better? You just look lost. Like everything looks so much more complicated than it has any right to be right now. So like as soon as we get an opportunity to, like, okay, everything's calm. All right. All I want you to do right now is take an angle, whether that's top, whether that's left, whether that's right, or wherever, and just deal with what's there. That's all I want you to do. So we're here now. Okay. So what should you be dealing with right now?
Doing what I'm doing right now and trying to cross the backline. This Kiriko.
You could have even stayed here and dealt with this here, right? Like what I think it was the Doomfist at one point. But yeah, this is just fine. So our fixation right now is Kiriko.
And then it's a 2v1, so I leave.
Right, it's a 2v1. But here's a question. Where should you leave? Where's the safe spot?
I should have left over to the right where the health pack was that you showed earlier.
Correct. You need to leave, but hold space. So that might mean backwards, or that might mean laterally. If you leave here, you die. Or you do nothing because you've lost
holding space part of it is interesting.
Talk me through it.
Because usually after I've burned recall, there's not really much I feel like I can do, and so holding space is a little bit more difficult. And so I would just want my instinct is to run back to my supports. Correct.
But your supports will not save you when you're 175 HP. If you're going to die, you're going to die. Like I look at this here, and when I say holding space, it's not so much as like you're combating space, but you're disengaging towards a spot where you will be safe behind a wall. And then when you are ready to engage, you're already set up to do so. Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
If this Venture pops ult, you're dead. If this Lucio pushes with Doomfist, you're dead. There's nowhere for you to go. This is not safer than even here. Like, oh, well, the Lucio's here. Yeah, but he had to chase behind a wall. You have a mini. You would have been fine. Oh, but what if I go in the back? Yeah. Imagine being here. What are you going to do? Turn around and chase you? They might, but that's the expense, right? Disengaging towards your team is almost always a mistake. Almost always. Somewhere lateral.
That's really interesting.
Again, it's funny because the Genji player that I just coached last round had the exact same problem, and he got punished for it a bunch. Like right now, do you feel safe right now?
Absolutely not.
No, you're surrounded. You're surrounded. And why? Because you're not holding space. The whole reason why Tracer goes on an angle is not just offensive purposes. It's also defensive to where you can see the whole battlefield, and any attention put on you is very easy to see. You are being punched around by things that you're not even seeing right now. You are completely surrounded. Why? Because you are inside of your own team. The enemy team has set up angles on your team, and you are a casualty of that. If you're going to die, you need to die on your own. It needs to be a concerted effort towards you, not your team.
Okay.
Because then
really
if you
helpful.
die, not only do you have more vision of what's actually threatening you, but you also go, oh, well, that's helpful for my team. That means that I was able to hold their attention and die inconveniently for them so that my team could stabilize. This crap is not, your team doesn't go, oh, thank you, Tracer, for taking their attention. I don't even know if the Doomfist was aiming for you. I'm honestly not even sure. Like, he was not aiming for you. He was not aiming for you, right? And that's exactly my point. You're too easy to deal with here. You're too easy to deal with here. Good. Good. It's okay. So this is what I mean with holding space. So you lost this duel. You screwed up. She clips you. You respond too late. You recall back. But you do not go backwards to here, because then you become a casualty of war. What you do is you say, this Tracer should not be able to push me here, because I can hold this corner, play mini health pack, maybe get some healing from my supports without being inside of them. I should be able to play this.
And that's exactly what I do.
And she's screwed up now because she's actually pushable herself, because she stayed too long. She overextended.
And she doesn't have recall.
Correct.
Or she does, but it wouldn't.
And you notice that we're still, this is what I mean by holding space. And if you want to actually go fight again right now, are you staged to do so? Yes, you are. Mm-hmm. You've saved yourself at least one blink of resource by just being here. You've held your angle. You've not pushed it. You've not egoed it. But you've been respectful and held the space. And now, you just screw up. You misplaced. You thought you had recall. You didn't. And then there's also something to be said right now with how you're approaching blinks in these duels. Like, for example, right here, your next blink here needs to be now, not waiting until you're going to finish the clip. You get what I'm saying? There's been a lot of moments where you kind of blink in and you just finish the clip. Both you and the Tracer have literally been doing the same thing towards each other. One blink, one clip. One blink, one clip. Over and over and over again. It's been like it's like a duel of honor. Like, we're not allowed to use that second or third blink. And obviously you didn't know the Venture was here. But again, the Venture is like, if you blinked, then it wouldn't have mattered. So yeah, it's just unfortunate. Now the good news
is a really big
go ahead.
thing that I've noticed. It's different from Genji. Is on Genji, it's a better idea sometimes to just kind of stay there and double jump to get a good deflect. But on Tracer, if the enemy is looking at you, you're doing something wrong.
Yes, if you could be blinking, right? But you're not always going to have the element of surprise. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Sure. Just movement. Like this, we needed to keep blinking and keep pursuing and avoid damage. Most of your mechanical weaknesses have kind of come to with how you're moving. Let's move up to our defense because we're getting held. Okay. Don't disengage to your team. More emphasis and more focus on movement and blinking. And as always, where is my angle? Where is my angle? Not always bad for you at the start, but it can tend to devolve as things go on. Any questions so far?
None that I can think of.
Okay, let's continue. Sure. Now you do have to run back to your team because we're not fighting here, right? So you're going for a cheeky one clip, and then you're going to set up your angle on this choke here. Does that make sense? So this one makes sense because we're not fighting here, so it doesn't make any sense to have an angle here. You need to angle like here, or here, or here. You understand?
Yeah, especially because I was getting chased, and that was kind of the only place I could have gone.
Yeah, sure. Sure. It's an awkward choke for Tracer. This is a little spooky. It's just more to do with the angle choice. You might just find more value, more mileage out of holding this space here, just generally.
So, why exactly was pushing up wrong there?
Because where is your team fighting?
In the choke, so I was too secluded.
No, it's not. There's nothing. It's not to do with the isolation or escape route. It's the fact that you're fighting basically by yourself right now, and you're forcing your hazard to walk through the choke to try to help you. because your hazard doesn't want to fight. Your Mei doesn't want to fight over here. They want to fight over here. So what's happening is you're fighting over here and doing crazy things, and your team is standing at choke being like, I wish our tracer would just let them walk through the choke first. So if you're going to fight over here, you need to hide and let them walk through the choke first, then engage behind.
Okay, so I'm just kind of taking a 1v1 where it's really risky to do so.
It's just it's just a timing issue. It's a timing issue. They can throw all these resources to you, and there's nothing really your team can do about it. Now, thankfully, their Doom is kind of stupid and just goes in, so it gives their team something to think about right now. But it would be really easy for the enemy team to just not walk through the choke and just go 5v1 you, and there's nothing your team can do about it without walking through the choke.
Right, okay.
You just need to let them come through. This is just like, if you want to play here, you need to be really, really ratty and really, really patient until they start to engage, and then you can start to go in. And then obviously here, as soon as you possibly can, we need to reestablish an angle. Sure. See, like here, you're in the same spot as you were last time, basically. But what's the difference between this time and the last two times?
Now I don't have to worry about the tank. The Genji is sitting there on the high ground.
The fight
Tracer
started.
is on an angle, not looking at me.
The fight started. You understand? That's as simple as that, right? So if the enemy team stops what they're doing and pushes you, they're going to suffer because they've engaged. They can't pull out now. It's too late. So any resource that you get now is going to be really bad for the enemy tank, for the enemy Doomfist. And in fact, here, you actually did not need to run back to your team. So ironically, we've said, yes, you need to go back to your team. Yes, you go back to your team because your timing is bad. But now, what could you do now instead?
I could go to the health pack behind me and to the right.
You could recall, you could hold here, you could go here, because your team is actually destroying them. Like, we're actually fighting right now. So even though the angle is exactly the same, the timing of that angle is different. And so you don't actually need to be here now. You could have just lived on their back line. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Just timing. Wherever you choose your angle, need to make sure that your team is in a position to fight as a result. Yeah. Retake some space here. Let's go. This is you being a little bit too fixated on target and less fixated on an angle. This angle's good. What's the closest thing on this angle right now?
There's something to the bottom and right of me.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You heard it as well. Maybe you didn't hear it, in which case, again, we have that problem again. Like, there was somebody right there. Now, if this had been Doomfist, Lucio, Tracer, Kiriko, I don't care. This is just a target that's too free. So we're using resources and blinks to chase a dive when there's literally a target right here that is supporting the dive. Do that instead. You guys are cooked.
When I said I was confused about my identity, part of that is that we're getting really hard dived, and I feel like I can't really help my team.
You're not supposed to help your team. You're supposed to just shoot people from an off angle. That's helping your team.
So, in other words, just make sure that it's the people that are diving don't have ready access to their supports.
I mean, that's the end result, yes, but I wouldn't even fixate on that. I just shoot people. That's it. That will be the end result. Like, you cannot control what's going to happen specifically on that dive, but you can just control the fact that you're going to pressure. If we look at this here, for example, when you deepen from this angle here, you pulled Kiriko, you pulled Suzu, you pulled Lucio, and you forced teleport. The mistake here was that you disengaged towards your team, correct? Instead of holding the angle. So can you guess what you could have kept doing instead of backing towards your team? Do you see it?
I could have just continued to deepen, and then
you could shoot Lucio, you could shoot Doomfist, you could shoot Genji, you could shoot Kiriko. You can literally look at all of these targets. Oh my goodness gracious! And can you guess what we die to on their quote unquote dive? The people that you should have been pressuring. Even the Lucio gets damage in on this Mei. That was the target that you were actively dueling.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter whether it would have been Genji or Kiriko or Lucio or Doomfist from this angle. Any amount of those resources that you could have pulled here would have saved your Mei.
Right.
And probably killed somebody. That's it. Like, having somebody that can take an off angle and pressure is always useful when you're playing versus dive. If you want the real strategy high level opinion, she is the most useful anti-dive character in the entire game at the highest level, barring none. She's better than Torb. She's much better than Cassidy, especially post recent nerfs. She's amazing. But when you're here, you're not contesting space. And you got to ask, well, why am I here? Well, because I ran away. Well, why did I run away? Because it was a 2v1. Well, should I have run away when I had resources and my team was fighting? The answer is no. Why have I run away in the past? Well, because it was the right thing to do. Why was it the right thing to do then? Well, because my timing was bad. So the answer is, when your timing is good, hold the angle. When your timing is bad, you need to reevaluate your space. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
So if we're just looking at like the root cause here, the root cause was your timing was really bad for a little bit, and then when your timing was good, you second guessed yourself and ran back to your team instead of holding your space. Like even right here, this is technically holding space. All you need to do is live, and you're not. You're running back to your team. Where's your safety here?
The Mechman.
Anything. This area, anywhere in this area, right? Like somewhere over here, like here or exactly here. You're like, well, am I supposed to be on their backline versus this composition? I don't care. It doesn't matter. Hold space. Don't run away. Towards your team. It's a little too much aggression without resources, and you notice that again you start to lean back towards your team, so it's really easy for them to turn around and deal with you. Okay, let's keep going. Where's your angle? Where's your angle? Where's your angle? Sure? Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Sure? Now, can we get one more? Yeah. It's funny. You have a tendency to take the most inconvenient disengage route possible. Like here, ironically here, maybe you should go back to your team because at least it's safe over here. Or you could run over laterally here, or you could take high ground, or maybe you could blink this way. But this time you actually go towards the enemy team. Like towards, like it's strange. Do you see what I'm saying when I'm saying holding space? I'm not saying you're not allowed to run exactly to your team or the enemy team. I want you to hold a safe angle, wherever that may be. So where do you think in this moment, if you had the time to slow it down, where do you think you would disengage to?
I think I would probably disengage through the right door next to the Genji.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I'd probably get to here and then I'd have a path to retake for when we'd fight, you know? That's it. I think you're screwed. I think you're screwed. Okay. At least there were resources put towards you. I think that fight from you from the start was quite good, so I would not second guess any of that. Where's your angle? Where's your angle? Where's your angle? This Tracer's obsessed with you. Yeah. Don't understand.
Have another blink there.
Yeah. But maybe that's where you focus on your movement for a second. Yeah, I mean, I get it though, right? I understand. Now, where should you go? Don't go backwards. Where should you go? You're going to need to go backwards for a second, but as quickly as you possibly can, where do you need to be?
Well, not there. I would go to the mini.
Yeah. Go back to here. Do it again. This keeps happening. You notice this? Maybe it's part of the where you're approaching from. We keep recalling back inside of our team, essentially, and then holding the angle inside of our team, which means they get free AoE value. Okay. Good. Oh no. I would go as far here to say that you should not be chasing here. What should you be putting your attention to right now?
I should have gone behind me and then taken the elevator.
Yeah, just get some space, right? Take a deep breath. Maybe look at Genji because he's looking at you. But don't turn your attention away from people that are looking at you. And you notice where you run to, right? Back to your team.
Right in the middle of my team.
You got to go laterally, or something. You're not safe here. You are not safe here at all. And then as soon as you possibly can, we need to retake that angle. Good. Yes, thank you. Deal with the Doom because he's close. Good.
And then I deepen towards my team. Or not deepen.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah. It's okay. It's a tendency. Try to hold space. And even here, right? You get your recall burned, you're fine. Just go off to the side. Don't be here. I mean, look at you, a casualty of war again. Here we go again, you know? And now you don't have the resources or the time or the setup. Like, optimally, where would you go here? So you've just used your recall. Where would you go from here?
Probably knowing that the tracer is there, I would see if I can go to the right where the mini is, not in the like cabin saloon thing.
Sure, just
But
go off
I think I
somewhere
should go to the
here or
saloon.
here, or you could even go here if you wanted to. If you want to be kind of silly, you know, but yeah, just get off to the side. This is not where we want you to be. You know, and then what do we do from here? Well, easy. Shoot Lucio, shoot Tracer, full resources, mark that angle, right? So most of your problems versus the dive has been your tendency to run back towards your team. That's been the main problem here. And so instead of being able to put pressure early on, you've allowed the enemy team to kind of run you over. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. What needs to be done better in your end? What are some goals, practice goals that need to be executed on? We've talked about a couple of things. How would you simplify it?
I need to get better at holding space and retreating towards health packs instead of my team. I need to be more generous with my movement. I stay in the same place for too long and I empty my clip too much. I would say those are the two most important things.
Agreed. It's blink mechanics and like eagerness to use those blinks in duels and the actual accuracy of those. It's holding space versus running back to your team when you're under pressure. And then just what off angle should you be on at the start of the fight? That's mostly it. Do you have any questions?
Okay. Take Eichenwald last point as an example.
Yes. Terrible tracer point.
Yeah, exactly. What am I meant to do there? Because the other replay code, we got held on attack pretty much just right there at that corner, and I couldn't really do anything.
We'll look at one fight. Let's do it let's do a speed run here. Let's look at it. You might need to click around to find the stream. I relaunched it. Okay, back in. Can you see it?
I can see you.
Okay. Let's take a look. The answer is take an angle. There aren't very many good ones. There aren't any good ones. But anything's better than nothing. Yeah. Good. 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 Keep going. Keep going. Yeah. Good. This is good. It's a deep flank, but you don't have any other options available.
So this is all I can really do, and then just do things like that.
Yeah, but see, do you notice your problem, right? So you cheat for a deep pick. First off, I don't even think this was necessary. I think you could just continue to shoot an off angle from here, right? Because you have full resources, you're fine. This is a good angle. We don't need to commit. I think you committed because of the flux, which is whatever. Okay, fine. Not the end of the world. The problem here is get your recall forced. Where's your safety? Where's your safety here?
Nowhere.
Nowhere, right? So maybe we can blink back towards here, but we don't have our recall perk yet. And so we end up getting caught again as an AoE of the value, and then we have to disengage towards main. So is it bad to follow up on a flux? No, but you better darn well in back up on an angle, otherwise you're screwed. Let's keep going. Yeah? Good. Hold the angle. Keep going. Keep going. Deepen, 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 deep, 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 deep. Deep, 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 deepen, deepen, deepen. It's too far. Good. You just got marked. This is fine. You just don't die to fire rockets. That's all. Again, there isn't really that many things that you can do. You can sometimes blink through. So you could go from here, from main, blink 1, blink 2, blink 3, and wrap all the way around behind. That can work as well. And then start to kind of play them from here, if that makes sense. But there's not a lot of options. You're just getting punished mechanically, but I don't think your rotations have been too bad. There aren't really any choices.
Okay, so in other words, I did the best that I could.
Positionally, mostly, yes. Mechanically,
okay.
You can just do better. That's all. Yeah. Yeah, you realize you don't want to be
I try to do something, but there's no cover there, so I
right. So then you need to not do something there. So then you need to go, what's my next position? Once they've backed off here, what can you do? Just shoot the tank. Shoot the tank.
Even if I'm standing in the center of the rest of my team? Or no,
mean,
I just shouldn't have done that. And I
Well,
should
you're
have
not
just tried to get him back up.
Exactly right. You shouldn't. You should have just been here. And there's no. So the Sigma has to back up. Okay, so then where do you go from here? You shoot the tank in the back. Sigma backs up to here. Then what do you do from here?
I go to the door across from me.
Then what do you do?
I deepen. And then
What
I
do you do?
harass them from this off angle.
Then what do you do? Because you're gonna get poked here. You know it.
Right. I would probably try to just use my blinks to stay there for a couple of extra seconds and just try to take attention and then leave.
It's a little too far. It's a little too far, to be honest with you.
So what should I do?
You tell me. You got to get closer. We need a better angle. Where's the next rotation?
I guess just deepen even more.
Yeah, go to here. And then what do you do from here? Well, then we go here. And then what do you do from here? Well, you can either wrap around here or we blink across and we go from here. And then what do you do from here? Well, then we go all the way to here. There's one path. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
One path. And all you do is you deepen, you deepen, you deepen, you deepen, you deepen. It's not a good tracer map, but there is a solution. You just have to be smart enough to find it.
Okay.
Like even here, without recall, I would not be thinking about chasing kills. I'd be thinking about what's my next angle first. I get there, then I can cook. A lot of your problems, going back even to the previous code, have been you were very kill chasey. You need to think instead about where's my next rotation and just let whatever's there be the problem. It's not that chasing after low HP targets and recalling back to safety is bad. It's just an expense. And you have to understand when it makes sense and when it doesn't. A lot of your commitments are not on people that are 1 HP, and you're prioritizing chasing the kill instead of your rotation, and which is either getting you killed or means that you're recalling back to main. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes perfect sense.
It's not a bad decision. It's just a weapon to use cautiously. You see an opportunity, I want you to go for it. Heck, our first fight on first point attack. Remember when you went for the cast, he was 1 HP, just stood in the middle of the open to get him? That's fine. There's always an exception to the rule, but you got to think about where's my next rotation, where's my next rotation.
Right. Okay, I really appreciate this. This is very helpful.
Of course. Be patient with your practice, be specific with what you're practicing, and if any questions come up, just shoot me a message.